My name is Jacki DeWeese. I work for Lake County Board of DD. I'm a developmental specialist working with birth to 3 children with delays and disabilities.
For the kids that you work with who use switches to communicate or control toys, can you describe the types of disabilities they have and what difficulties they have using mainstream devices?
Yeah. A lot of the kids that we use the switch toys with, a different variety of diagnoses from cerebral palsy. I've got some children with like more rare genetic conditions, that impacts their fine and gross motor skills. Some children that were kind of working, like thinking about communication later down the road and the steps that it takes, like those switch toys are like a great introduction. It's even some kids with autism who have a hard time with like cause and effect and, being able to like isolate their fingers and stuff like that. It's been pretty helpful with that. Children with CVI, that's another crew of kiddos that we typically try to bring these types of toys in for.
What is the point of impact for you that's most important?
Well, it's fantastic for one thing. When I was a classroom teacher and, we had kiddos that, like, it was just like, man, it'd be really great. We'd find these ones in storage areas that were, like, duct taped together and everything.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't find them. And I didn't even know about this service. And, like, when I found out about it, a lot of the families that I do work with, I work on, like, the east side of the county and, many just hard time with transportation, all those types of things. So having this service available and it being free, because this type of stuff gets really, really expensive. Anything that's adapted is extremely expensive, and insurance doesn't cover it. So having this service available is invaluable because these are toys that, it's the learning blocks of all the rest of it. When I work with little ones, whether we're working towards gross motor or anything like that, if you don't grasp cause and effect relationship, like they're not motivated, to kind of start like, oh, I want to try to go get that. So these toys, for a child that has limited mobility, really like provides that learning. It's easy for parents to use. It's something they can easily get repetitive practice with. And the variety that you guys provide is like, oh yeah, that kiddo's like really into this and into that. So I've always been able to find, something that's gonna, be motivating for a kid. There's a little girl that, had a rare form of like a seizure condition mixed with other things. She was wheelchair bound and basically hand over hand for everything. We try to get her to interact and everything with stuff. We were using a max switch, for her to at least like be able to hit it and say hi and more. And when we began using more of like the switch toys, just, lit up, made songs and stuff like that. This kid that really didn't, again, everything was us doing it for her, is when she actually started like moving her hand and like, purposefully hitting it and stuff like that. And when you work for a long time on a certain skill and like something like that happens at that moment, it's huge. It's like everyone's like, yeah.